What's going on, everybody? New Silver Stacker here, and thank you so much for tuning into a new video. Guys, today the question is, will silver ever hit $100 per ounce? Well, probably, but why and when will it hit $100 per ounce? So let me start out this video by saying that silver is one of the safest choices of an investment that you can make in a world that heavily relies on debt and money printing, since silver is not associated with a debt. So you see, a bar of silver is debt-free, so its value actually goes up when the central bankers print more money, which is one of the reasons why the current trend for gold and silver is super bullish. And one last little fun fact before we get started, the Bank of America and Goldman Sachs have released bullish forecasts for precious metals because they said that the Fed cannot print silver or gold. I don't know, I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, that makes sense. So today we will look at a few factors impacting the price of silver and what could make it go up and when these triggers could happen, potentially making silver hit $100 per ounce. By the way, I got all my info from an article. I basically have notes from the article that I'm going to be reading all this off of. So sorry if some parts sound like I'm reading something, because I literally am reading something. But I'll link the article down below. I just got to find that link again. I'll link it down below. I think it might have been on Kitco. I can't remember. But it was on a good site. So, all right, let's talk about the current price of silver and its history. At the moment I'm making this video, the silver price is sitting at $19.40 an ounce. And that's the cheapest I have ever seen it since I started stacking last year. So for me, I love it. Silver's all-time high price was $52.50 per ounce. And that happened to be on January 21st, 1980. And adjusted for inflation, that would be about $165 per ounce in today's money, according to this article, which is nuts. The price was so high that the commodity exchange market took measures to curb the price by banning all silver orders other than liquidation orders, which I think is pretty insane that they did that. But this resulted in a major crash in the price of silver, and that day was known as Silver Thursday. So in this article, they say that silver has the potential to break an all-time high in the next 5 years. So let's talk about the potential factors that may cause this. So what factors can make silver go up to 100? Number one, uncertainty in the stock market. Even though the price of silver is usually uncorrelated with the stock market, precious metal prices have historically risen as equity values have sunk. As people lose confidence in the stock market, they start to wonder if silver will ever hit $100, and history tells us that they may turn to silver as a defensive asset to diversify their savings. Which is really smart. I think everyone should already be stacking silver. It's just a smart defensive tactic in general to protect your money and your wealth. Okay, number two, the silver to gold ratio shows that silver is currently cheap. So the current price of silver is $19.40 as of me making this video. That is less than half of its all-time high, making it look pretty cheap to lots of investors. Now, we can also see how cheap silver is by comparing the ratio of the price of silver to the price of gold. This is called, obviously, the gold to silver ratio, which a lot of people look at constantly to see where the pendulum will swing next. Basically, the gold to silver ratio is the number of ounces of silver it takes to purchase an ounce of gold. So in order to figure out the gold to silver ratio, all you got to do is take the price of gold, divide it by the price of silver. So let's say we have $1,800 gold, right? And then we have $20 silver. So then the silver to gold ratio would be 90 if you divide that. So it takes 90 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. Sorry, I know that's not an ounce, but you know what I mean. In the past 100 years, the gold to silver ratio has fluctuated widely and averaged at around 50. So right now it's at 90, or around 90, I think. But it's fluctuated around, it's averaged around 50. And in order to hit that average again, silver would need to be priced at $34.40, which if it did, every investor would see a big return. If you're buying right now, even if you're paying higher premiums, you're going to see a good return right there. But anyways, number three, Rising demand for green energy and electronics. So right now, as we all know, there's a huge demand for precious metals while the world is trying to go green. And everyone in the world is using more and more electronics. Precious metals are used in most, if not all, electronics. I'm not sure on that, but probably majority of them, I'd guess. In solar panels and also batteries in electric cars. And with the push to fight climate change, the demand is only going up for silver. So, with all this stuff demanding more and more silver, prices are just going up. Or technically right now it's going, well, actually right now it's going down, but all this stuff combined could cause it to go up. Okay, the fourth reason, rising inflation in the United States. So one of the biggest reasons that the price of silver could potentially rise is because of inflation. During the inflation crisis of the 1970s, the silver spot price went from $12.40 an ounce to almost $50 in about 10 years. This was an increase of over $400 in spot price when they were going through all that inflation issues, I guess. So crazy. Even back in the 70s, many experts were asking if silver would reach $100, but now in 2022, that scenario is starting to become a little bit more realistic, you know what I mean? 50 years later, it's starting to look a lot more realistic. Okay, number 5, the struggling silver mining supply. Even though the silver is continuing to rise, the production of silver, even though the silver is continuing, my apologies guys. So even though silver is continuing to rise, the production of silver took a big hit during the pandemic. Many silver mines were forced to shut down, and most of them are still not back to full working capacity. And even though measures have been taken to get many of the mines back up and running safely, a lot of the production is still struggling, causing a tightening of the supply of silver. Guess I should be holding some silver up because we're not talking about gold today. And the rising demand, along with its insufficient supply, may be an indicator that the price of silver may be going up soon. Number 6, the Russian invasion of Ukraine and global political instability. Historically, in times of geopolitical tensions, the price of silver has increased. Russia apparently contributes a significant supply of the world's precious metals, roughly about 2.6% of the world's silver, 15.1% of the world's platinum, and 9.2% of the world's gold. I'm curious how much America produces, or Australia, compared to Russia and all that. But anyways, now their supply is being cut off from the US, so that could be another thing that tacks on to the price going up in time. So, will the price of silver hit 100 ounces soon? The most likely way silver will go up is if a major market correction occurs. While the economy is under the effects of soaring inflation, in the next 10 years, growth of this level has already occurred once in history during the 1970s, like we talked about a minute ago, where it skyrocketed over the course of 10 years. Now, here are some key events, and if they happen, they could answer the question to if silver will ever hit $100 per ounce. Number 1 scenario. In 2022, if the US inflation rate runs wild. So in an extreme scenario, we could see inflation go wild and bring silver prices over $100 an ounce mark. If inflation continues to rise and reaches double digits in 2022 through 2023, $100 an ounce could be very, very possible. Now, this could also cause more investors to start investing in precious metals like silver and drive the price up. A lot of people talk about how silver and gold is such a great hedge against inflation. Well, once inflation starts hitting double digits, starts going higher, more and more people are going to start buying. You know what I mean? That's just the obvious way to do it. That's the obvious thing to do. And I would assume more and more of the average person who doesn't invest or know anything about silver will start to learn about silver and start buying it. So which could cause a lot more people who weren't previously buying silver already to buy it. So people who are already buying silver are going to be buying more. People who didn't know anything about silver may start to buy some. Number 2 event. In 2024, tons of US debt caused huge spikes in interest rate. So even if the Fed figures out how to control our current inflation crisis, the US national debt is still looming over us. In early February of 2022, our national debt went over $30 trillion for the first time ever, which is just insane. When bondholders push the US to pay higher interest rates, those rate hikes could trickle down to the average American consumer, which could push investors to turn to silver as a defensive asset with high growth potential. So another event that could happen in 2024, which could push more people to silver. The third event, in 2032, investors embrace precious metals over the next 10 years due to an overheated stock market. So as the stock market gets more and more overheated, investors may be looking for a different way to protect their portfolios from a serious market crash. They will specifically look towards defensive assets, such as silver, that have been underperforming. They'll be looking towards defensive assets that could be sorry guys, I can barely read sometimes, that have been underperforming compared to other assets over the last 20-30 years. And that's where silver comes into play, obviously. So how much has silver changed so far in 2022? Right now it is July. So far in 2022, the silver price has changed by approximately -7% since starting 2022 at the price of $22.81. Now, many experts think that this makes silver very, very cheap, which could attract more buyers when stimulated by other economical factors like inflation. So guys, is the price of silver going up? Probably. At the moment right now, though, it's going down. We've seen it go down to $19.40 as of right now. So tell me down below what you guys think. I apologize for this video might have been a little awkward because I was reading a lot of stuff from the article. But I like to do these videos because it really teaches me a lot. And if I make a video about it, it makes me read it like many times, makes me do more research, and just helps me learn more. So anyways, guys, what do you guys think about all the things I said? What do you guys think about the factors that could push silver up in the future? What do you guys think about the events that could happen that could also come into play and also move silver up? Comment down below what you guys think. Comment down below if you guys think that there's other things that could cause silver to go up in the next 10, 20, 30 years. Let me know. I really would love to hear what you guys have to say. I love learning more about this stuff. These videos I've been doing are a lot different than all my other videos that I've ever done, but I really enjoy doing them because I enjoy learning. So guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone has a great day. And comment down below, do you think silver, or do you want silver to go up to 100, or do you want it to go lower? I personally would love to see $10, $5 silver. I know it's crazy, but I'd love to see it because I would just stock up on silver. Because we all know eventually it's going to go up, right? I think we all know that. But anyways, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much, and have a great day.